Meow, 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 meow. What's going on, everybody? Quintessential sports betting picks live here on YouTube's on the Joel Gertner channel. This is episode 4. When we started a few days ago, we started with 4 units. We called a unit $10 each. We started with 4 units. And on our first day, we went 3 out of 4. We made 9 or 10% return on our money, return on our units, and we turned 4 units into like 4.38 or so units. And then. After going 16 out of 18 the previous day to that, and then starting this series, and as I mentioned on day 1 of this series, going 3 out of 4. So now we were at 19 out of 22. And 4 units within this series went to 4.38. And then there was regression. And in our second episode, we went 0 for 4. We lost both our plus money bets. We lost both our minus money favored bets. And we wiped out. So going into yesterday, we went ahead and reloaded, and we asked you to reload for 5 units. So if a unit for you, if you're comfortable with a $10 unit, we asked you to go in and find $50 and place that as bets, 5 units. We did 5 bets at 1 unit each. We took 5 bets, and congratulations, folks, we hit on 3 out of the 5. We talked about what we expected to do, and we accomplished one of those scenarios that we talked about in yesterday's video. We needed any 3 of the 5. It could have been any 3 would have made our 5 units profitable. We would have been plus money, up money on any 3 of the 5 straight bets hitting on any 60%. And we did go for 60%. And we did turn 5 units into 5.658 units. So 5 units is now closer to 6 units. It was a gain of 13.16%. And it did indeed, if you bet $50, 5 units at $10 each, with 5.658 units, you now have $56.58. So anybody who did what we were talking about and doing yesterday and laid that $50 down was able to use it to make $6.58 in profit, and now has $56.58, or if we're still talking about $10 units, 5.658 units. We are going to bet 5.5 units today. So yesterday we did 5 units. Today we are doing 5.5 units, essentially $55 out of what is now $56.58. So almost all of it, and we'll be leaving $1.58 in the kitty, just so that, God forbid, and this shouldn't happen, especially since we just went 0 for 4 a couple of days ago, but on the outside chance that we get a wiped slate again and have an offer, at least we wouldn't be down to 0. At least we would be down to $1.58. And if you can find somewhere that will sell you a hot dog for that price, then you are a better man than me. Today's picks are... That probably looks backwards to you, doesn't it? It's forwards, trust me, but it's on a reversed camera, so it might look backwards to you. I expected as much, being the Polish scientist that I am. So I'll hold it in front of me and I will read it out to you. 4 bets tonight. We're doing 8 bets. They are not all going to be equal as they were yesterday. So we're not betting. Yesterday it was 5 bets. We wanted to lay 5 units. We had $50. So everything was $10 bets. Everything was 1 unit bets. 1.0 units. Today, we are distributing it a little bit differently based on what the lines, what the odds are, and based on our confidence level in these wagers. So the first 4 bets are UFC. The next 4 are MLB, Major League Baseball. And keep in mind, even though we're not out of the woods yet, and we still owe ourselves $40 4 units for what was lost a couple days ago. So even though perhaps we should only be doing straight bets, no parlays or round robins, and even if we should only be doing minus money bets favorites and no plus money underdogs, there will be an underdog or two, and there will be parlays in this slate. But the parlays, which are plus money parlays, as most and usually are, the parlays are made up of minus money favorite legs. And with the exception of one 3-leg parlay, every parlay that we're betting is a 2-leg parlay. So I wouldn't throw in a bunch of 2-leg parlays trying to catch up. Generally, this is a little bit different from what some gambling and betting and wagering methods and sciences would ask you to do. But if you're willing to take just a little bit of risk, and that's all we did in yesterday's video, was take a little bit of risk. And as you can see, the Grizzlies did win, Grizzlies in 6. We did get what we needed in points, over 23.5 from Ant-Man Edwards. We did have Kikuchi come in under 4.5 strikeouts, even though he was at 4 strikeouts after just the first 2 innings. So we took a little bit of risk. We didn't cash out. It did pay out. We did profit. And that's what I'm asking you to do again today, even if it looks a little dicier with parlays, with plus money. Have no fear. We have confidence in these picks. It will be okay. We're all gonna make it. We are not trying to be on NGMI squad. We are trying to be on the Wagme squad, the Swagyu squad, the Buku Zingi squad, and we are all going to make it. UFC, and the first couple ones are straight bets, and they're also minus money, so they're favorites. So the first couple of these bets are not what I've been telling you to worry about, and by worry about, I mean don't worry about. The first couple of bets are Andre Fili. Put 1 unit exactly, 1.0 units. So out of your 5.658, if we're still calling a unit $10, then what I want you to do, if we're betting 5.5 units or $55 today, what I want you to do is put 1 unit, just like all of yesterday's bets. So $10 on Andre Fili money line to win his fight. And he's a favorite, a strong favorite, at minus 225. That should print. That should make sure you've got some buffer and we don't have an offer and we don't get wiped. Andre Fili, very confident, minus 225 with 1.0 units. With almost a unit, with 0.9 units, we want Natan Levy, also a favorite, almost by as much, almost a minus 200 favorite. When I looked, he was at minus 196. We want Natan Levy money line to win his fight at minus 196 or so odds. When you see it, get it. And we want that for 0.9 units, which again means if we're dealing in $10 units, we want you to place a $9 bet. That would be 9/10 of a unit on Natan Levy money line. Also UFC, and this is our surest lock of the day. This is our top favorite of the day because when I looked, it had odds at minus 320. We are looking for the Romanov-Sherman fight. Romanov versus Sherman. We're looking for the under on that. So we are looking for it to be less than half of the regulation length of the fight. We are looking for under 1.5 rounds. So we are looking for Romanov Sherman under 1.5 rounds, and we are betting that with 1.1 units, which is our most confident, our heaviest units out of the 8 bets. So 1.1 units on a $10 unit would be 11. So far, to recap so far, UFC, we've got Andre Fili, take him money line with a $10 bet, or whatever for you, is 1 unit. Natan Levy money line, 9/10 of a unit on our $10 units. If that's what you're doing here in this video series, that's a $9 bet. And an $11 bet if that's what you're doing, a 1.1 unit bet on the Romanov-Sherman fight going under 1.5 rounds. Finally for UFC, Arlovsky money line, Andre Arlovsky money line, Parlay it. We told you we had some two-leg parlays and some plus money stuff made up of minus money stuff. Andrei Arlovsky, money line. Parlay it with Font, money line. Arlovsky, money line in a parlay with Font, money line. When you parlay them together, you're getting odds of plus 208. I'm confident in both of these legs, confident enough to do the parlay at 8/10 of a unit. So 8/10 of one of your units. If you're dealing in $10 units, that's an $8 bet on Arlovsky to win and Font to win, with both needing to happen. If both don't happen, you're out your 8/10 of a unit. I like that bet. We're moving over to Major League Baseball, where most of our bets are. We have a couple of two-leg parlays. We've got a three-leg parlay that's based on a two-legger, and then we've got a straight bet. We'll do the parlays first. Yankees, money line. Yankees to win outright. Parlayed with the Dodgers, giving 1.5 runs. Man, I took the Tigers on a whim as like, hey, we've got 5 bets. I'd be happy with 3 out of 5. Any 3 out of 5 will print, which did. I'd be happy with 4 out of 5. So as the 5th one, I took the Tigers at plus 200. I liked it. After I took it, I was like, this is probably, odds are, no pun intended, that if anything breaks up us going undefeated and getting all 5 right, it'll be this Tigers-Dodgers bet. And as I watched the game, the Dodgers are just so strong, man, and they beat the Tigers 5-1. And today I'm thinking, after seeing it, is going to be more of the same. I want to waver. I've looked at it back and forth, regression and obvious and not obvious. And there's layers to this and there's levels to this. And I've sat down at both sides of the chessboard with myself and gone over it. And I've said, you know what? I'm not married to the Tigers. I loved the performance. Dodgers strong for the long term. And for today, I just looked at it from every side. And truth be told, I love the Dodgers. So it's going to be Dodgers heavy on these parlays. They're in each of the 3. We've got Yankees money line and Dodgers giving 1.5 runs. That's the first parlay. It's made up of 2 favorites. It's made up of 2 minus monies. The Yankees are favored to win their game, and the Dodgers are favored to cover, giving up 1.5. So you're betting on 2 different favorites combined together. When they combine, they parlay at plus 138. I like it. I'm doing it for 4/10 of a unit. If your unit is $10, then this is a $4 bet. Likewise, Giants money line and Dodgers minus 1.5. So same as we just talked about, but replace the Yankees with the Giants. The odds, the line, exactly the same, plus 138, and we're laying exactly the same amount of chalk, 4/10 of a unit. If your unit's $10, this as well is a $4 bet on the Giants to win and the Dodgers to win while giving up 1.5. So the Dodgers minus 1.5 to cover the spread. To that Yankees and Dodgers parlay that we started with, we are going to add in the Red Sox. So we're going to play Red Sox. This is a 3-legger. Red Sox money line, Yankees money line, Dodgers minus 1.5. Red Sox money line, Yankees money line, Dodgers minus 1.5. We're going to do this for 4/10 of a unit as well, like we just did the other 2 baseball parlays. So that's also on a $10 unit, a $4 bet. And if the Red Sox win today, and the Yankees win today, and the Dodgers cover the spread, and if we hit all 3 legs of this parlay, that $4 bet, or your 4/10 of a unit bet, will pay at plus 271, which well makes up for the fact that we did not hit on the Tigers beating the Dodgers yesterday in its own way. And then finally, a straight bet in baseball. I'm taking the slight underdog. I'm taking a team. It's probably a pick'em game-ish. And then you've got our team, the Rockies, giving up 1.5. So the Rockies giving up the run is what puts them at plus 126. Somebody's got to give up the run. I like the Rockies today. I looked at it. I did the DD. I looked at a lot of different bets. I like this one. Rockies minus 1.5 at plus 126 odds for 5/10 of a unit, half a unit. So if you're dealing in $10 units, this is a $5 bet. To recap the baseball, Yankees money line and Dodgers minus 1.5, do it for 4/10 of a unit. Giants money line, Dodgers minus 1.5 runs, do it for 4/10 of a unit. Red Sox money line, Yankees money line, Dodgers minus 1.5, do it for 4/10 of a unit. And Rockies giving up a run and a half, do it for 5/10 of a unit. So those are the 8 bets. I tried to recap, but if you need to watch any parts of the video over again, please do. You'll see that there are 4 UFC related bets and 4 baseball related bets for a total of 8 bets. We are trying to raise our number of units just like we did yesterday with our reloaded 5 units. We have raised it to 5.658 units, and we are trying to raise it higher than that and hopefully over 6 units after today's action. Where you can also catch these in print and visually is I contribute at Reddit. A lot of the contributions are at r/sports betting. And you can also catch me on my Twitter where I put this. It's at Studmuffin Says. You can also catch me on Instagram at Quintessential Studmuffin. Kill it, lay that chalk, get that cheese, and best of luck.